came together at the Startup Weekend to bring to you a preview of iVoter. Now, the demographic group that is has the lowest voter registration is the Generation Y, so that's 18 to 28 years old. And it's an increasingly important demographic group. In 2012, it was 21%, and in 2014, it's going to represent 33% of the electorate. Now, the problem we see is that it's a hassle to register to vote and to vote. It's a two-tier process. You have to find the application online, fill it out, stuff it in an envelope, maybe get a hand cramp filling it out, get a stamp, find the address, go to the post office, drop it in a mailbox. Well, iVoter wants to make it as easy as 1, 2, 3. You log in, you fill out your details, and you submit. We do all the rest. So on our back end, what we're going to be doing is we're going to print it out, and we're going to send it to where it has to go. Now, why do we need this? It's because when we were talking to people, to students here at BU, they're lazy or they're busy. It's a two-tier process, right? Not only do you have to register a few weeks in advance, but you have to, it's a not-for-profit partnership model. We're going to team up, collect donations. Similar organizations have really been successful in this front, and have our partners push our product. Everybody wants to, this is nonpartisan, everybody wants to kind of, during election season, be a part of it. Now, how much is it going to cost to make it happen? It's only $1 million. Just kidding. It's actually $50,000 for the whole thing. And that includes building, deploying. So, what's our future? Not only, for instance, as state adoption takes electronic voting or registration on, which is going to be a few years in the future, we'll also, for instance, supply practical information, like who's actually on the ballot, and what are, for instance, the propositions on the ballot. I mean, how many 18 to 20-year-old people would get out to vote if they knew that legalizing marijuana was on the ballot, right? And there's also, for instance, we're hoping to increase participation in congressional elections, which would create, for instance, through pushing through emails, perhaps scraping Facebook, because we know that when we change our address, the first place that we go to is Facebook, so that people, our friends, know that we moved. And now I'd like to hand over the presentation to the genius in our group, known as Einstein, and also Jakob.
Thank you very much. So we go to the prototype of our user. So from this landing page, you can get the all information. And we are now providing the registration form of Massachusetts. The first step of the registration is specifying your location. Since the registration process is different from each state, so you get you live in Massachusetts. Also, you can connect with your personal account of Google Plus or Facebook to connect to your name or address. The registration process of Massachusetts have 12 processes. So we developed this simple way in normal web form. For example, are you a citizen of the United States, or will you be 18 years old? So you can simply click or input your name or address. The beauty of web application is there is a useful interface. For example, this calendar is very useful for specifying your date of birth. Another interesting is signature. Signature is regulated by law, but technically you can use
30 seconds.
Yeah, user signature can be right on the web application as well as mobile application. Is this difficult on this laptop? I'm writing my name, Taka.
And it's time. Thank you.
Thank you very much.
You guys, if you were to go private instead of nonprofit, have you any idea what it costs the government to process each voter registration form? And do you think you could save them money? In other words, so you could actually streamline the process where you aren't filling out paper for them, but that actually would allow you, if you stick with their compliance, to submit for them.
Absolutely, we looked at those numbers. It varies state to state. We saw anything from $4 to $9 per voter. There's also a lot of problems. We saw it in the past 2 elections where people who registered in the proper way, actually, they couldn't vote because of problems with voter registration. So 4 to 6, that is, for instance, a possible opportunity, but we were thinking that to possibly spin off an adoption.
So I really like the reducing the barrier to entry, whether for Generation Y or anybody. I think these days everyone's getting licensed. On the signature stuff, is the implication here that you know that in Massachusetts, if I sign this and you print it out, that's good enough, or you're just hoping that's true?
No, I think we will have to dig into the specific regulatory requirements. Having a compliance background, I know enough information that there are solutions available that would allow us to ensure the trustworthiness of the records and also demonstrate it to the government as needed.
So the key hypothesis here is if you make it easy, people will do it. And how did you check, or did you do any checking to see if that's actually true? Is the reason why people are doing it is because it's a hassle, or are they not doing it because they don't care about it?
No, actually, for instance, the statistics out there, we talked to a lot of people, we got out, we videotaped. I actually skipped it in the presentation, but California, for instance, when they introduced online voter registration, they actually saw a lot more people, statistically, go up in not only registration, but actually voter turnout. Okay. People we spoke to, yeah, the number one reason is that they're busy and they're lazy to register and to register to vote and to go vote.
So
28% by the California Voting Foundation. Very good.
Just so in the first year of operation, how many people do you think you could sign up?
So we are capped. So based on the numbers that we found online, we actually capped it as like 10%. Even if 10% of the users actually sign up, it is coming to approximately 150,000 of that for Massachusetts. And we dug into the operational cost of printing as a service, but only at 10% it is 150,000.
150,000 in Mass, or
Yeah.
150,000
Mass.
across the country?
Mass.
So you could be doing millions across the country.
We could. For startup weekend, we kept it simple. Just
All right.
focusing on Massachusetts.
I know, but I also want you guys to think big as well, so, you know.
Yeah, but starts small.
All right.
Coming from our mentor, absolutely.
Now, would I be downloading an app to do this mobily, or would I be doing this on a website?
We started off with the app idea, but we are starting off with the desktop web base so that we have covered it in that ground, and then we can always go.
I just add that personally I'd love to be reminded when I'm supposed to vote and where I'm supposed to vote that day.
And that's the push notification is what time is it open, where to go, register. Also, for instance, not only federal, but congressmen and
Yeah,
senate.
I kind of think the combination of those two you might be able to privatize and
We
actually
could
offer
also-
value.
We could even actually use notifications getting IPS from USPS and Twitter.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
You guys were great.
All right, how about a huge round of